You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know how to thank you.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. Well, well, Agil's got himself a spy, does he? Azura knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulins for years now. No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way. Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you. There's an Ulin ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for. What makes you think I have it? Anytime Adril and the Redarin Guard made a move, the Ulins must have been one step ahead and didn't show up. You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up. Back in '95, Vila Ulin came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. But Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redarin Guard, and then murder Consul Morvain when we weren't looking. He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that? He underestimated the Redarin Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulin was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulin ancestral tomb. When the Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the ash yam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew. How do you think? It's a blessing. I've got regular paying customers again, thirsty workers at the end of the day, and more coin than I can count. Come back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right.
Citizen.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Perfect.
won't allow you to ruin years.
There's nothing beyond. Not much contact with others around here. Got the Skull village to the north, but the Nords there keep to themselves.
You look able to venture outside of town. Perhaps you could help me recover something Admiral Arano. How I hate that title. Damn fool's going to get himself. He's in grave danger, and yet he can. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awaken. This island was never meant for us. There's too much death here. I assure you, if I could Unfortunately, Admiral and Councillor Morvain are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second councillor, and certain things are expected of me. The most important thing is that I stand by Admiral no matter how I feel, and I intend to do that until we get off this miserable rock. Admiral and I lived in Blacklight. House Redoran has improved Blacklight substantially over the last 1,000 years. Its grandeur rivals that of Mornhope. The root spire where the Council of Great Houses meet is something to be... I haven't seen the city in over 50 years. Even for a Dunmer, that seems like an eternity. Regardless, I hope to return there someday, which doesn't seem likely given my husband's commitment to Councillor Morvain. A few months ago, I had sent an important folio to the first edition bookshop in the Imperial City to be rebound. They sent it back to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you... One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all... Before he died, he told the Redoran Guard about the wreck, and warned us that it was going... Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom.
I hope
traveling beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result of your victory. Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, not that there's much beyond the confines of our town any... Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skull village. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and Reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. You've never heard of House Redoran? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the Council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Endoral, Sadras, and Redoran. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library. With the mines open, Raven Rock has become a significant colony of the... I've been able to convince my superiors at House Redoran to send me the resources that they've been denying, now that we're deemed more important. Soon, we'll have a steady supply of workers and materials to keep things going for years to come. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
I hope Geldis proved useful. Have you made any progress? I maintain a few contacts in other Dunmer settlements across Tamriel. Most hail from House Redoran, but there are a few from other houses. Most of my contacts live leagues away from Solstheim. Sending the occasional message back and forth is all we can manage, and sometimes takes months or more to arrive. However, any information we can glean in times like this, I consider vital to House Redoran's survival. You might think it's all perfume and roses now that the mine's open, but all I see is a new security problem on our hands. Making sure those shipments of ebony make it safely from the mine to the shipping docks is my new order of the day. And with Solstheim crawling with reavers and Azora knows what else, I can't risk any attacks on Raven Rock. Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people. Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering. They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council. During the Oblivion Crisis, gates to the Plane of Oblivion opened all over Morrowind. The Empire pulled most of its forces out of Morrowind to deal with the gates in their own home. We had no standing army at the time, just uncoordinated pockets of resistance. House Redoran took charge and was slowly able to build an army. It took years, but it became a force to be reckoned with. When the Argonians invaded years later, House Redoran's army was able to prevent them from sweeping across all of Morrowind. It would be fair to say that House Redoran literally saved the Dunmer people from destruction. Telesu, are you sure? So Geldis's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvain, I'm going to need hard evidence. I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have... If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't... If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck. Villa Ulen wasn't the first Ulen to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulen, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son, Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb. The Ulen family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulen and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested. Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since. They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands. People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony. Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
This is house
Did you find any...
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
You've brought Raven Rock back from the brink, traveler. I don't know.
Did you
how to
find?
thank you.
Then all that remains now is chasing them down. Good. I'm going to send two of the best Revenant Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them anyway. See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away. Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned for a long time.
Headed east. May want to give the town Mithrin a fly.
Mudei. Quando eu tava aquecendo aqui no fogão, o gás não tava acendendo mais. Foi mesmo até a última. É porque eu tava tentando e depois ele tava apagando. Aí eu fui desistindo.
have come south to test our worth against the mighty Netch. Will you join us? A warrior expects if our aim, if not, either way. They will sing songs of our bravery. Well met, friend. May we all fight or die well.
Fight here, you won't keep you alive.
That's the last of them. The beast was strong, but we were strong. They will sing stories of this day.
It was a good hunt.
They will sing stories of this day.
That's your best? This ends now! Enough! This ends now!
Is someone there? Give up! You've already lost!
Você vai tipo cada vez a ponto 100?
Se eu puder, vou ficar muito dela.
Que jeitinho dá.
I'm going to enjoy it.
Oh, bastard! Just die!
Nervagen.
Us!
Kill that too. To finish
That's your best?
Enough of this! Do your worst. It's not my time.
Is that the best you can do? Azura curse you! Enough!
If I could just...
Mercy!
wasting my time. Oh shit. I want you to die, man.
Careful, Miri. Someone's in here with us.
Over here! Get him!
Hello. What if I use... Now I can use it without armor fight. Come on.
Shit, Goran! Saravar, guide me!
You first.
I join you in death!
Have its revenge.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put you naked. Good work, man. We're making an awesome team. Thinking about taking back the meat. There's spirits. There is nothing else in here. Let's just move out. Move along. Come on, let's just leave this place. Cool. No more fighting. Trust me. Get these answers. I'm gonna stop wasting my time.
If you find it, I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
I'd like to talk to you about the resulting.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it!
I did. It's no longer the track.
Then, it's finally over.
It is.
What of the Reverend Guard I sent to assist you?
They're dead.
Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him.
You would have to be doing.
Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvain will be quite pleased when he hears about this. Follow me, and I'll take you to the Councillor so you can speak to him yourself.
Okay. Oh man, it's not like it's a hard place to be. Let me just chill, man.
Excuse me, Councillor Morvain. I have some wonderful news.
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
I don't know, man.
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you...
You're cool, Lado.
Step forward.
May I just see...
What you've done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town.
Cool, man.
For this, you have my deepest gratitude.
No props. Thank you very much.
Now, however, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial. Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Councillor, I hereby award you Severin Manor, and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. I own a house. I own a house. No, I just need to do two things. Chew bubblegum, kick some ass. And I'm all out of
Mines are open and
You think you have it bad? Try walking the bulwark at night.
Trap. Beyond the bulwark will be much safer as a result of your victory at Fort Frostmourne. Many thanks.
Wasting my time.
With the Ashbourne threat taken care of, I can give my men the rest they deserve. Well done, friend.
I came here to study the history of Solstheim. It's the skull.
I am in no mood to talk, outsider. One of the skull has gone missing. It is Baldur Ironshaper. As our only smith, Baldur is very important to the village. I do not remember Baldur acting strangely. Although now that you ask, I did see something in the woods on the day he disappeared. I saw 2 elves in the far distance dragging something behind them. Hunters often visit our land, so I thought little of it. South and west. If your road takes you that way, perhaps you could search for any sign of Baldur. The skull would be grateful.
My son and I gather items to trade with travelers who visit the village. It's been many...
Show me the fever into the fire. It's getting higher.
Hello there. There's nothing for you here. Never should have come here. Death is the only way out of your misery.
So much books.
taken against my will. I'm in need of rescue. I'm a prisoner here. Please, you must help me. Help! Somebody! Are you here to rescue me? Outsider. I remember you. You're the one who freed the skull from the dark spell. Thank the All-Maker that you have come. You have taken me from my home. I do not know this word down. If you mean the elves, they were trying to learn the secrets of forging Stalwart. Their leader, an elf named Ankarian, has a map. He says that it shows the location of a hidden source of Stalwart. They have a ship. They took me there and showed me the map. Please, do not let Ankarian make his weapons. Kill him or let him live. But I will return to the village. When you have the map, please bring it to me there. And thank you. Bless your days. I'm truly in your debt, my friend. I did not think the elves would keep me alive for much longer. You will find the elf ship at anchor. I am glad to be free of those elves. I've never seen such greed and treachery in a creature before.
You're not actually free, I'm not Witcher, I cannot cut the strings.
Those soldiers weren't worth much.
Oh, I was hoping I wouldn't see you quite so soon.
Where are you?
Oh, I was hoping I... Yes, well, the mercenaries did their jobs. Worth every centum. Of course, they might. I feel like we've done. You go make the Draugr dead again, and I'll keep the
If they
rest
couldn't
of
hold
the
off the Draugr, who can?
Play out.
Whoosh!
Whoa, critical. sword, man. This sword. ghosts.
Those soldiers weren't worth
Well,
much.
good. I'm glad I can... I think we're almost at the bottom of the barrel. We've developed quite the reputation. 5,000. I know, you could almost buy a... And coin. Have you got the money? Good, good. This time I'll spring for some... Or experience.
If I could turn back time. If I let's do this.
Whoosh!
Oh. Why does it look so sad? Arcadio.
You wish to defeat me? Impossible!
Whoosh!
Die, Arcane. Dakuraki. I did not remember your name. Fuck, I forgot the name of the ship. Aha. What? That's very cool. Actually, very close. should have done that differently. Let's go back to the skull, huh? Back to the skull. Wriglings. Meeting techniques. Fuck, really?
It is good to see you again, my friend. I know you faced great danger to bring this map to me. There are no words to tell how glad my heart is. Thank you, brave one. I name you Friend of the Skull, and I will trust you with the knowledge of forging Skull. If you bring Stallroom here to my forge, you can use my tool until our next meeting, Skull Friend. May your hunts always bring you game, and your crops grow tall and healthy.
I heard from Dior how you went in search of Baldur. That was very brave. And in fact, that's just the kind of courage I'm looking for.
The fuck you talking about?
Quite right. Quite right. This, however, is... As a scholar of history, I've always found Solstheim to be most intriguing. I've come to know those ruins so well, I could draw you a map from memory. That's why I noticed the new passage the moment I laid eyes on it. An old tomb, I think. It must have been opened by an earthquake that accompanied one of the Red Mountain's eruptions. I'd love to have a closer look. Those old ruins can be dangerous, and I'm no adventurer. I'll pay you to watch my back down there. I'll be heading back there soon. If you're interested, meet me at the ruins, and we'll see what we can find. Now I'm off to pack for the expedition.
Think what would have happened if you hadn't saved them from the elves.
My mother was small, but she left the village, and I was born in Skyrim. My mother was Scar, but she left the village, and I was born in Skyrim.
I'll be glad to go back to Sky. I'm part of plenty of things in this place. Let's travel to that guy's tomb, huh? This is the entrance. The team, huh?
Remarkable, isn't it? This tomb has been hidden for, well, who knows how. I've had a look around, and the only interesting thing I've found is this inscription here, and a switch below it. Now, I'm not sure if you can read the dragon language, but this seems to be a riddle of some sort. A sacrifice will bring you closer to that which you seek. I wonder what it means. Step. Seem to be some corpses strewn about on the floor here. I wonder if the fire pit has anything to do with the riddle. You go ahead and see what you can figure out. I'll look around and see if I can find anything of use. Well done. Looks like we can head in either direction. Since you seem to know what you're doing, why don't you lead the way? Try not to disturb anything.
Cool.
I expect there's another riddle in here, along with a puzzle. Continue along the path. Don't tread where you've been. Interesting. Well, I'm pretty sure only 5 more to go. That's splendid. The gates have opened.
Trust on me. Trust on me. Okay. This trip is already being pulled by the studio. What is claw?
Let's have a closer look at these ruins. More of it. Dragon Town. The runes have faded a bit, but I believe I can translate the inscription. This writing refers to a guardian who inspired both men and dragons. I wonder if the guardian was himself a man or a dragon. It looks like a secret entrance opened up along the wall. You lead the way.
But I doubt his name for those matches. That's one of the big bosses. That's real. Yeah. Cool. Leo. Why are you so sad? See in your eyes. Only to recognize you. I don't have to hide. Not on this one. Next. Your head.
Bit of a chill in the air down here. Time to earn your pay.
no darkness.
3 pillars. Other than that plaque, there doesn't seem to be anything else worthy of note. Let's see what the inscription says.
Mr. Bell.